And good morning. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel, on a beautiful Monday morning as we get you ready for a Monday afternoon card here at Laurel Park. Live racing on Mondays for the rest of the year will be the big game in town. Looking forward to a nice card today as we get ready for Thanksgiving week, Thanksgiving Day week
busy
here
week,
at
a busy
Laurel Park.
week. Absolutely. We've got pies, we've got racing. It's is Sal going to make it? Is he going to be able to make it? I know he's out recuperating. We wanted to say hello to Sal Sinatra, who had a hip replacement recently.
Yep, special hello and get well to our main man, Sal Sinatra, President, General Manager of the Maryland Jockey Club. He'll be back stronger than ever. Had a little hip surgery last week. He might be home making the pies for the big promotion this Thursday. Let's show you what's going on. Nobody does Thanksgiving better than Laurel Park. This has been one of the most popular promotions in all of horse racing. It started back in the 80s with Frank DeFrancis, and we've kept it going on every year since then. You come out to Laurel Park early on gates open at 10 o'clock. Get out here early. We'll give you some, you get the free early bird special, free donut and coffee or cider. That's from 10 to 11:30. And then the Thanksgiving buffet starts at 11 o'clock. Our special first race post time is 11:25. And then you leave with a freshly made apple or pumpkin pie. The Amish market is making the pies across the street. So we'll have a big crowd out here. Great racing, 10 races and some real nice races on Thanksgiving Day.
Those pies have been a lifesaver some Thanksgiving evenings, on the ride back, the long ride back home, and you're starving. You may have had a rough day at the track, and you may not be able to get out to wherever you'd like to go sometimes, and you got to have that pie. Get you through. Get you to the next day because we're right back at it Friday with a Big Ten race card.
Yeah, Friday, Guys Day Out on Friday. Come out here. You can win Baltimore football tickets, Preakness tickets, dining gift cards, all kinds of good stuff for the Guys Day Out special on Friday. We have a couple steak races for you this Saturday, so a big holiday week, Thanksgiving week here at Laurel Park. We're looking forward to it. We have a nice carryover in our Pick 6 today, starting race 4. A little over 2,200 in our 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. Starts in race 4. We have a nice allowance race later on in the sequence, so that'll be a nice sequence. Real quick on yesterday, that Larry Jones 2-year-old by Tappet. That horse looks like the real deal. First of all, he's by Tappet. He's out of a Kentucky Oaks winner, and he's had 2 very impressive wins here at Laurel Park going around the ground.
Yeah, a little easier trip even yesterday, where he was kind of able to get out there and dictate the pace and control things. The favorite, the Grand Motion runner, I think will be heard from. I mean, he made a run into him late, but you're right. He's done nothing wrong, the Larry Jones horse, no doubt about it.
Believe in royalty. Larry Jones goes down to the fairgrounds in the wintertime, so we could see that horse making some noise down there this wintertime at the fairgrounds and some of them Derby preps, Preakness preps down there, we like to call them. All right, so we showed you the carryover. Let's show you the track conditions and everything today. We're on the turf today. Main track is fast, and our turf course will be rated as good. Looking forward to some nice big fields on the turf today.
Yeah, turf course holding up well. A little break there, with the moisture. We're back on it today, and kudos to the jockeys too. Kind of dealt with the elements that win. We're back at it today. They're back on this turf course. These big fields stay intact, and well, we got some shorter price favorites that I'm looking to beat on today's card, Stan. No doubt about it.
Okay, all right. First race set for 12:30 here. Let's take a look here at the opener. Race 1 kicks off the rolling Super High 5. It's a low 15% takeout in the Super High 5. We'll have it every race with 7 or more horses in the Super High 5. If they don't hit it here in race 1, it'll carry over to the second race. Also, race 1 kicks off the early Pick 5. Both your Pick 5s here at Laurel Park, your best bet with those industry-low 12% takeouts. Mandatory payout here on the early Pick 5. Let's take a look at race 1. We're going 5.5 furlongs on the Dahlia turf course, rail setting at 52 feet. This race claiming 16,003 and up. Never won 2 lifetime. Let's show you what happened to Total the Benz last time. This horse been the beaten favorite 4 of his last 5 starts, including his last race on a yielding turf course. Let's show you the race here. Here's the start on November 3rd.
Yeah, poor Total to Benz. I mean, he's got a little bit of bad luck. He gets a lot of bad luck. He's not the easiest horse to ride, it looks, and trouble seems to find the guy. And he's in this race, favored again, even money on November the 3rd, trying to make a move up inside of horses to get into contention, get a stalking trip off the duel, but no. Has to check sharply. Looks like almost bounced off the rail there. Lost all chance. Drops back beaten 20 lengths, protected to the wire. Wheeling back here in a couple weeks. Total the Benzo needs that alert break, and he's got to be able to get a clear trip into the turn. He just does not like that run into the turn.
Well, he gets Sheldon Russell today. Sheldon Russell having a nice weekend here at Laurel Park this weekend. He rides the 2 total of the Benz. I toss all together.
Okay.
Beaten favorite 4 of the last 5, but if he gets a good break today, he could be right there against this group. I go with the speed, I think, here. I don't think there's too much speed in the race. Maybe the 7 Foreman. The Foreman goes right to the front here for trainer Phil Schoenthal. First start here in the new barn. Schoenthal's 22% with new runners in his barn. Gets his main jock, Carlos Quinones, to ride. This horse had a big effort going 5 furlongs on the turf at Gulfstream this past July to break the maiden. That was against maiden special weight. Got a strong 78 buyer in that race. A respectable outing against Allowance Company at Gulfstream in September. Showed speed in that race and then packed it in. So finds a much easier spot today. I think tries to pop right to the lead from the 7 hole because you have the 8 and the 9 cutting back in distance. So I think they're going to be closing the two main challengers.
You're right. It's a good point. I've got this horse lined too high. I know he's opening up with some early money. There you go. Probably should have lined him. The 3-1 would have been about a fair price, I believe. His last turf race just okay, but you go back, he's got some big numbers that kind of tower over that. And Schoenthal, you get the horses in his barn, they can run well first time out. You see that 22%. This horse would be poised maybe just off the speed of Party Region. The 3 horses awfully quick from the gate. I think Party Region goes out. I don't think Foreman the Foreman needs the lead. I can think he can kind of hound that rival and go on with it. I think the 1 Summer Run, though, I was impressed with the effort. This horse shuffled early. I know it was against maybe a little bit lesser group of maidens, but comparatively, that final time, he got up in 103 and 1. A couple days later, on the same rail setting, similar turf course, it was only 1/5 off of allowance types. It was a Maryland-bred allowance. I think Dr. Bolt won that race that day. So just kind of comparing times there as well. I think this race is a little bit better, and the way he overcame that adversity early bodes well for him moving forward. That was the first time blinkers for this Dale Capuano runner.
Right, yeah, first time blinkers and a big improvement. Looks like this 3-year-old's going in the right direction. I wanted to pick him on top almost. We'll get a nice price on him. We get the lead rider, Jevion Toledo, aboard for a good barn. I'm just a little concerned about that post. The horse, it looks like a closing sprinter. So we know what's going to happen here. Toledo's going to be covered up with a bunch of traffic going down the backstretch. He'll just have to try to navigate and try to have a clear running lane turner for home. I like him. I use him in the top 4. If he gets a good trip, Summer Run could be right there for good connections. The 8 I throw into the mix here. I think the 8's going to be closing for trainer Niall Seville. This horse showed speed 2 starts ago, going a mile on the turf here at Laurel Park and against a tougher company, 25,000 starter allowance company that day. A decent third that day, showed speed last out. I like the cut back in distance today. They're putting the blinkers back on this 4-year-old. The 8, how you're for money, I'll throw in the exact.
Yeah, the blinkers go back on. This horse is going to need that alert break. 2 back try, broke a little slow, but really showed a good acceleration through the opening quarter to go clear of rivals. Just to fade a little bit late. Dropping class might put this horse right there when it's all said and done.
All right, turn the page here. Race 2 kicks off the early pick 4, and this is one of our features of the day. We had a nice allowance race for 2-year-old boys yesterday. Believe in Royalty won it for Larry Jones, and it's a very nice first-level allowance contest for 2-year-old fillies. Optional claiming 50,000, going 3/4 on the main track. This race starts the early pick 4. A bunch of nice runners in here. I go with the 6, Number of the Stars, my top pick here. You like this filly as well, 2-year-old by Great R. An impressive debut win here for trainer Mike Schoenthal. Had a nice stalking trip that day at 7-1 with Forest Boyce aboard. Pimentel rides today. This filly has a nice half-mile work since that debut win. Nice half-mile work here at Laurel, 48 and 4. So I think all systems go. I think she's sitting on another big effort here. There's some other nice fillies in here, but I'll go with the 6, Number of the Stars on top.
She might come down a little bit off of that 5-2 line. I think it's going to favoritism is going to go right between the 6 and the 7. Go off fairly close odds when they go to post. Number of the Stars, nice move here. Went for the maiden 40 with the protect move with the claws with the Maryland bred in there, and caught a little softer group. But that might have been just what she needed, the confidence to get her kind of moving forward. A good number off of that race. Like the way Forrest got this horse to relax, and she finished up well. Really strode out nicely the last 1/8 of a mile. Chauncey, the one, the blinkers went on for that animal last time out and got the job done over Frechette, who came back to win. I think that race is a little bit better than it looks as well. Don't know if she's going to have the lead. I think Last True Love has a pretty good turn of foot to her outside. But Chauncey, I think, this is a horse they thought a lot of. Took a lot of play in debut. You look back, this horse got pounded down below 2-1 in its debut. Right. Put it together last time with the blinkers. I think she can go ahead and stalk if needed.
Gets Sheldon Russell on the one. Chauncey, I like that runner for Hammy Smith. I'll use her in my top 4. I just think a real tough race here. The 7, Hey Nikki, we both have in the mix. How about the 5, Last True Love? I'll use in the exacta. 2-year-old filly by Yes It's True. She hasn't done anything wrong. Nice debut win up at Penn against Maiden Special Weight. Good second here against Allowance Company last out. So she has some good seasoning. She'll get a nice stalking trip with Hernandez breaking from the 5-hole here.
Yeah, she was part of that entry, I believe, the Flint Stites entry, scratched out of it in that stake a week or so ago. You can't fault her last effort at all. She was 3 deep and went clear, just kind of faded a little bit. Leg got run down by her stablemate, Frigid's sister. Hey, Nikki, sharp try. That was a good explosive run from the quarter pole home for this horse. She encountered a little bit of trouble around the turn. She's, I think she's going to be okay. Like I say, favoritism, short prices, 2-1, 5-2 between the bottom 2 horses, maybe even a little bit less. It's a good little race, short field, but some nice horses that look like they have some futures ahead of them.
Yeah, some nice homebred fillies. You look at the 5, Last True Love, a homebred for the Jacksons. The 6, Number of the Stars, a homebred for the Panu family, who had a nice win yesterday with Truly Hot and with Trombetta. Barrington Jones, the owner breeder for the 7, Hey Nikki. How about the 3, Bunka Brown, a homebred for Chip Reed and Mike Zanella? We know this dam very well. Laurie Z's punches, throwing some runners around here. This filly's by Big Brown. A nice debut against Maiden Special Weight at Charlestown. Your cousin Joan Reynolds is red hot right now. This filly's come back with a nice bullet half-mile work here at Laurel Park. So we know the numbers are going to be a little low at it with a Maiden Special Weight at Charlestown. This filly might be a lot better than what that number's saying.
This is going to be a test for her, no doubt about it. But I'm sure those guys were licking their chops. 6-1 in debut. Red hot trainer.
Yep. They got the money.
Yeah, they weren't having some crab cakes and some ribs over there at the
Saratoga money
stable,
there.
were they?
All right, that's a nice allowance race for 2-year-old fillies here in the second. Let's take a look here. Race 3, we're going 5.5 furlongs on the all-along turf course, claiming 15,003 and up. Nice group of turf sprinters here. Where's Dominic is red hot right now for trainer Mike Trombetta. Let's show you where's Dominic's win October 7th here at Laurel Park. It was the second win in a row sprinting on the turf here at Laurel.
I like that short comment, Stan. Floppy blinker cup up. You see the right blinker on this horse. Like kind of that extension blinker. I don't know, something went amiss there, but it really didn't bother him at all. Where's Dominic? Just thriving right now at this level. Mike just keeps jamming you right back at you. Goes, kind of works through a seam between horses late to get up. Very determined run under that repeated right-handed pressure by Pimentel. Gets another good setup today. I'm going to ride him till he bucks me. I think he's going to make it 3 straight.
I think it's a run-out blinker and a nice ride there by Pimentel to get him to the outside of that horse that was in front of him, so he could the horse could see with the left eye. So where's Dominic in very good form? Should get a nice stalking trip with Pimentel aboard. I'll go right back to that horse. I used the 7, Fear the Falcon, in my exacta here for trainer Scott Lake. This horse ran a big number against 3 other than Allowance Company, going 7.5 on the turf at Parks a couple races ago. That number might be a little inflated. It might be a little inflated. But this an easier spot probably than that 3 other than Allowance race up there at Parks. This horse ran some big races on the turf last year. Is a 4-time winner on the turf. Made over 100,000. Gets Ricardo Chappie aboard here for Scott Lake. I'll use Fear the Falcon in the exacta here.
I definitely think that horse is a use. It might slip through the cracks a little bit of a price. I know you look at that number. The 85 is good or better than pretty much everything in here. This horse hasn't really got bet that much. So that's kind of why the angle I had him at 8. He might come down a little bit off of that. Maybe 5 would be the lowest I would take on Fear the Falcon. But, as you said, this is going to be a confidence builder spot. Back to the right level, the level in which he was claimed. I think against the wind, as steady as he comes right now. He doesn't need the lead. He took it to a well-bet set of jets. A Stidham runner last time out, who I think was bet down to 2-5 and just went on by. I like against the wind. He likes Laurel. He likes this distance. He's forward a long way in here.
So it's a nice race. A 9 Blackjack could be right there. The 10, the Great Provider, a real good second sprinting on the turf back in September at this level. Was just beaten the neck by Where's Dominic, where the Great Provider will get a nice trip on the outside with Sheldon Russell. So nice little turf sprint here. You like the 11 Bibbo.
It's the 10. That should be the 10, Stan. That's my fault. I think the Great Provider might be the sole survivor of the speed types.
Right, on
when
the
you
outside.
Look, when you really kind of break it down, I think he is the speed of the speed. I don't think Bibbo wants to go with him and get caught in a duel. Bibbo will probably want to take back just a little bit. But Bibbo's a user, too. This is a spread race all the way around when you look at it. I think even if you get a couple – favorites in there. These exacta should pay $30, $40.
Yeah, nice, nice big field here, sprinting on the turf in race 3. Let's get a quick commercial break. We have a nice little carryover building in our Rainbow Pick 6. A little over 2,200 starts in race 4. It's a nice sequence. We'll take a look right after this. Welcome back today at the races presented by Fidelity First. Let's take a look here at the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6, starting race 4 today on our 9-race program. Nice carryover today, $2,251 carryover in our Rainbow Pick 6. It starts in race 4. There it is, $2,251 carryover in the Pick 6. Starts here in the 4th. We also kick off the middle Pick 4 here in this race. We're going a flat mile on the main track, claiming $5,000 for 3-year-olds or 4 and up. Never won 3. And the one Deal Driven, a 3-year-old by Into Mischief, taking advantage of the dual condition here for trainer Phil Schoenthal. This 3-year-old's won 5 races already. He's a 2-time winner here at Laurel Park, including his last race at this level. He went right to the front, going 2 turns and won by 5 1/4. So I would imagine the same strategy today with Carlos Quinones aboard. He likes this 1-mile distance as well. 2-time winner at this distance. I think Deal Driven right to the front from the inside here.
Yeah, that's. I'm going to try to beat him with Squashville Road. I know it looks like he's had Squashville Road's number the last couple of times. He actually overcome a little adversity, too, with the break. Deal Driven was bounce around, but he got away with a real easy lead once he popped clear. I think Squashville Road had the worst of it early. I think he draws outside, maybe when alert break, and if Deal Driven does miss the break a little bit, which we see sometimes from horses in that inside post going this mile distance, maybe he can kind of turn the tables, get the jump on him, apply maybe more pressure. But Deal Driven going to be awfully tough, going to be in 6 to 5, 4 to 5 even money range when it's all said and done.
The X-Man with a big day yesterday, right? Xavier Perez, 2 wins yesterday.
Costa maybe had one.
Costa with 2 wins yesterday. And one of the wins Perez had yesterday was for Jerry Robb. So, strong connections here for the 9. Squashville Road, I use that runner in the exacta. 1-9 for me, 9-1 for Keith here in this race. The 2, Apollo 11 for Tom Iannotti. This horse ran a big race last out, won by 6 1/4, coming off the pace. That was going a mile against Nickel 2 Life. Now steps up to the next level. Sheldon Russell will ride. The horse is in good form right now, and could be right there against this group today.
It took him a while to get that second one, but he did. The blinkers went on, and that was the key. Just the final time, all right. The final quarter, a little bit sluggish for me. I'll use him underneath. Maybe he's just doing, so well right now he can make one more step up and get the job done. I'll also I'm going to use the 6 Horseshoe Harbor, who was down inside stalking for a while against Deal Driven last time out. It was on the worst part of the racetrack. I think he'll hold at a pretty good price this afternoon. He'll get a stalking trip in here.
All right, nice beat. Nickel going a mile to kick off the Pick 6 here in race 4. I like the late Pick 5 today. Starts in race 5. No carryover today, but as always, more money back to you, the better, with that industry low 12% takeout on the late Pick 5. Starts here in race 5. I have a ticket. Let's take a look. A $32 ticket here for me starting in the 5th race. I'm going to go 4 deep here in this race. It's the maiden 16, 5.5 on the turf. I'll use a 2-7 11 and the 14, the 2 More Than Treasure is my top pick. And then I'm going to key on the 1 Perfect Cover. It's going to be a popular favorite in race 6, I think. Looks awfully tough to beat. Coming off that last win, probably be a bunch of claim slips in for the 1 Perfect Cover, you think?
I would think.
Yeah. All right, so I'm going to key on the 1 Perfect Cover in race 6, then going 4 deep in the 7th race. That's a nice starter allowance going long on the turf. I'll go 4 deep there. I like the 4 So Innocent, my top pick there at 6-1 for Charlie Frock and Angel Cruz. And then a nice allowance race there in race 8. I think I have the best 2 animals here, the 4 Grecian Prince for Hugh McMahon and the 6 Winning Road coming off a layoff for trainer Michael Dilger. Nice allowance winner here last April, but coming off, hasn't run since then, coming off the layoff. And then going 2 deep in the finale, it's a maiden 10. The 6 Fortunate Queen's going to be a heavy favorite in there. Big dropper for Rudy Rodriguez. I'll use the 8, though, Little Miss JoJo, Xavier Perez, and Jerry Robb. A good second at this level last out. So there's my late pick 5 ticket. I know you like the late pick 4 today. Some nice sequence here later on in the card. Let's take a look here. Race 5, 5.5 on the Dahlia turf. Rail at 52 feet. Maiden claiming 16,000 for filly and mares. And George Weaver brings this 3-year-old filly by More Than Ready down here from New York. They added the Lasix and the blinkers the last couple starts, and she's made a big improvement. Nice second 2 starts ago, going 6 furlongs on the turf against Maiden 40 up there at Belmont. Decent third last out against Maiden 40. This is a lot easier condition here today. I think Fergal Lynch going to be going right to the front here with the 2 More Than Treasure.
Yeah, I think the tactics, hopefully win. And let this filly find a new home is what they're going to try to do. You've got the 2 More Than Treasure and the 7 Banner Wave coming out of the same 2 races right up in New York. More Than Treasure, George Weaver, a little stat on him. He's done this a few times the last 5 years. 2 for 9 with maiden claimers in Maryland, 3 for 9 in the money. ROI was about $1.50 if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to try to beat these 2 horses. And My Chest of Charm was best last time out. With Jose Barnes. Not going to get him today. Stan, do you have the rider change on that horse?
Ricardo Chappie.
That's going to be Chappie, okay. This horse draws a little bit further out, but definitely was stymied through the last 1/8 of a mile, was able to kind of make a run late. That was the first time on the turf. Obviously she looks like, she might be a little bit better on this surface. I don't think these 2 horses from New York are that strong of standouts in this field. I'm going to run with her and Grand Lassie. They come out of the same race. 10-14 for me to pull the upset in race 5.
I like the 14. I used the 14 in the mix. That horse does draw in off the AE for trainer Dale Capuano. Javion Toledo rides the 14 Grand Lassie. That horse had a tough inside post last time. Gets a much better outside post today. So I like the 14. I'm 4 deep here. I'm not too sold on the New York shippers, the 2 and the 7. So I'm 4 deep here. I like the 14. I like the 11 as well. Lady of the Hierarchy for trainer Niall Seville. Cutting back in distance today. Gets the 7-pound for Franklin Sabalos to ride. I think the horse will be running late. So I used the 11 in the exacta here.
I like the choice of going 5.5 to this filly, kind of take her back. She kind of hung a couple races back at Prescott, had dead aim. I think this will enhance her run a little bit. But, starting to pick 5, if you can kind of get these 2 horses beat, these 2 New York horses, that'll really kind of get you on your way to a really good paying out ticket. Yesterday you put the public on Truly Hot. What do you pay? She paid $39.
Big price.
And Tim on Hodor, good pick there. I don't know how Hodor got off at 7-1. So you find those values. I mean, we try to wake you up. I mean, Stan and Tim do a great job at doing that. So stick with them, and hopefully we can kind of ride something out here for a big payout.
Let's check out here. The late pick 4 is going to start in race 6. We're going 7 furlongs here to kick off this late pick 4. Let's take a look at your ticket.
Yeah, pick 4 ticket, $36. Total today, 145. Get it started. You beat the 1 in here. If you can beat these 2 New York horses to get you started in your pick 5, Stan, and come back and beat this 1, it's off to the races. Strong payout in order for the late gimmicks. 145 to get you started in the late pick 4. In the 7th race, the 4, 6, 7, and 11. 4 deep there, and a wide open affair. Race 8. This is another race. I think we've got a suspect favorite at 2-1. I'm going bombs away with the 1 Ghostly Games and the 7 Awesome Bill as well in there. And in the last race, I'm right with you, Stan, the 6 and the 8. Rudy Rod looks awfully tough. Jerry Robb's horse kind of finally put it together last time. One of those 2 to get you done. And then I cap for a $36 ticket.
Let's take a look here at race 6, claiming 10,000 3-year-olds or 4 and up. Never won 3, going 7 furlongs. Let's show you a video spotlight here of Mac the Knife for trainer Rodney Jenkins. Here's a race from November of 2016 right here at Laurel Park.
Wayback Machine. He likes the month of November, maybe, right? Far Outside with Stevie Hamilton. At what's that price tag? 78 to 1.
Big price there.
Big price, huge price. It behooves me. I think that was a Kieran horse that was thriving at the time. Makes a nice run there to just get up for the place. I like this horse today. Blinkers go on. A little drop in class, the aggressive drop, just what you need it to be. I think this horse is going to come running late at a square price. First time for Rodney Jenkins. They took the Lasix off last time out. But the 1 perfect cover, the 6 scratches, the 10 scratches. Slick Man looked like he might have had some speed to force the issue, but perfect cover. But, you got this horse. Looks like a stone cold wanting to get away. 84. I don't know if I can believe that number. This horse jumped 20 points.
Big numbers up there.
Yeah, big numbers at Parks, and the public's going to come in. This horse will probably be lower than 2 to 1, maybe 6 to 5, 7 to 5 when it's all said and done because of the other scratches. I will try to beat perfect cover. Captain Alex, I think he can kind of pair up races. He made a big move, but got into contention by the head of the stretch. Just couldn't get by Hello It's Me, who's kind of an allowance-type runner up at Parks. That was on Maryland Million Day, October 21st. I think this horse can pair up another good race. Really likes the Laurel surface. 7 furlongs. Should be fine for him today. The 4 or the 5, One Proud Wildcat are your horses to kind of pull this little upset over the 1.
I've been a big fan of Captain Alex since he started running around here. Good to see him wake up and run a big race last out in that Maryland Million starter. I use him in the mix. I use him third in the 5, One Proud Wildcat for your leading trainer, Claudio Gonzalez. This horse loves 7 furlongs, a 2-time winner at the 7 furlong distance. Should get a beautiful trip with Pimentel breaking from the 5 hole there. It's a nice race here. I throw the 2 into the mix here. Union Blues first off the claim for trainer Dorothy Wharton. A sharp win last out against 2,000. Against 10,000 2 Life Company. Now running against 10,000 3 Life Company here. Looks like this horse will like to stretch out back to 7 furlongs today. Make the rider Carlos Lopez Jr. on the 2 Union Blues. Dorothy Wharton's done well with these claiming these horses for Wasabi Ventures.
Yeah, going in where a lot of guys won't go in, claiming off of Kieran and guys like that, but has done okay, and this is the right move, right back for the 10. This horse, the one thing I've said about these Delacour horses, when they drop them down, I see 1 or 2 good races and they kind of fade away.
Right.
Union Blues, maybe that's the reason why this horse is right back. Won awfully easy, rode the wave of the racetrack 4 wide last time, winning clear, but he's going to have to fire that race right back if he's going to win it. Can he do it? I don't know. But you're treading lightly when you go in claiming off of some of these guys.
Yep. All right, let's take a look here. Race 7, we're going a mile and a 16th on the all-along turf course. 25,000 starter allowance, optional claiming 25,000. How about Charlie Frock getting the money first off the claim last out for P&H Stables, C&B Stables? They teamed up here. They claimed this Blame filly off Michael Matz for 16,000. They step up to the maiden 25 and boom, get the money at 6 to 1 there, going 9 furlongs on the turf. So she's well spotted here today, facing a starter allowance 2 life condition. I think she'll get a nice forwardly placed trip raking from the 4 hole. Angel Cruz, he can do whatever he wants early on here. He can go right to the front, or if there's somebody else wants to go to the front, maybe the 3 Crossroads, who's stretching out in distance for Lacey Gaudet. That horse might go to the front, and So Innocent can get a nice stalking trip sitting on the outside of the 3.
You've got Crossroads with speed. Benchmark Babe is still in here, right? I know she was entered again on.
Yes, 5's in.
Okay,
Yep,
she was in for later on for Friday, I believe. Benchmark Babe speed. Blaze with some speed.
Yeah.
It's So Innocent. The Lasix went on last time. It did the trick, it looked like. It claimed and raised and won, shortening up a little bit in distance here. This horse showed 2 moves last time as well. Had some trouble early. I like this move. It'll be a happy Thanksgiving for the Frock boys.
That's
if,
right.
They get this one over.
All right, so we're both on the 4. I used the 1. I think Beyond Forever get a nice ground-saving trip from the inside here with Kevin Gomez aboard for trainer Robbie Bales. A good second last out, stumbled at the start, overcame that at 20 to 1. A good second behind Participate in that Maryland Million starter handicap. I don't think this filly will be too far back. Hopefully, he can sit about 4th or 5th going into that first turn with Gomez
was
up.
Definitely hampered by the slower pace of it last time out, and what she's going to get more flow today. She was able to kind of grind out and get up for second against some okay horses. Schiffer Magician is holding well. Her form has been pretty good.
Yep.
Beyond Forever finished the best of those to get second behind Participate, who kind of had an easy trip from the far turn home. Yeah, she's gonna be rolling late with this extra speed.
I don't blame you for throwing the 6 out altogether. I kept going back to this filly just thinking I have to use her because you have Prado aboard for Grand Motion horse, taking a drop from Allowance Company. But on that last race, well, it wasn't very good at all against Allowance Company. But she did run a decent third way back in early June here at Laurel Park against Maryland-bred Allowance Company.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm not too crazy about her, but you have to respect her a little bit here, I guess.
Yeah, I think I threw this horse in, I believe, in the late pick 4 ticket. Yeah, Proudly's another one. I think just getting better and better. Maybe she's a little bit better than that 52 buyer as well.
You liked her last time.
Yeah, liked her. We caught her last time at 7-1. You're not going to get her for a tag today. She's another one that can sustain her run, and she's going in the right direction.
You get the leading rider, Javion Toledo, big price there on the 7 Proudly. So nice turf route there in the 7th to kick off the final pick 3 of the afternoon. Let's take a look here at the 8th race, feature of the afternoon. First level allowance contest for 3-year-olds and upward, going a flat mile here to kick off the late daily double. I'm going to go with the 4 Grecian Prince, my top pick here. This horse, there's the 6 Winning Road's a real nice horse, but coming off a layoff. The 10 Nicoredalic Rocks only running second off the layoff here. Sumi can probably run better than what he did last time, but still a question mark. But the 4 Grecian Prince just throw out the last turf race. The horse is 0 for 5 on the turf, but that race 2 starts ago, going a mile and a nice win against Maryland-bred first level allowance company. 1x2 that day. Strong 74 buyer gets Sheldon Russell aboard today for Hugh McMahon. This horse will be forwardly placed. 3 for 6 in the money at this 1 mile distance. So I'll go with the Now horse, and that's I think the 4 Grecian Prince here.
Yeah, I think he might just go ahead and inherit the lead against this group.
Right.
Liberty Lane maybe to go with him. Max Crown possibly to force the issue. But Grecian Prince, he's won at this distance, should go a long way in today's 8th race. But I kept looking at this race. The 6 is going to be a short price.
Yeah.
Coming off a long break. You see the trainer plus 180 days. Ofer. And it did beat It's the Journey kind of going on and caught fire, right, for talking about it. But Ghostly Games and Awesome Bill. These are going to be my 2 possible day maker horses at 20-1 morning line and 15-1. I just don't think this race is that tough. It's a softer other than Ghostly Games was completely hampered by the slow pace last time, first off the claim. Billy Campbell saw something about this horse he liked, ran a gaudy number in 81, 2 races back for the Open 75 against Goodbye See You Later. Who would fit against these horses when you really break it down? Why not? I think second off the claim, they're going to keep this horse in for the other than.
Right.
They're going to have the speed to set up. Ghostly Games, same kind of running style. Maybe Awesome Bill might lay a little bit closer, but I think Ghostly Games ramps it back up for X-Man.
Yep.
Maybe he can continue his good run right now.
Yeah, X-Man had a 2-win day yesterday. Billy Campbell's done well with these claimers around here for a long, long time, so maybe the one gets back in good form. I cashed a big bet earlier this fall with Awesome Bill in one of my early pick 5s on the turf. That when he won at 6-1 back on September 8th here. Been a little cold since then, but he ran decent last out. Got a 70 buyer going 9 furlongs on the main track against tough starter Allowance Company that day. You get 7 pounds off here with the Bug Boy. Luis Rodriguez could show up at a big price. I throw the 10 into the mix here. Nicoredalic Rocks, I think it's going to run a lot better than that last race. The sprint in the mud. This horse only 1 for 6 in the mud. So the November 6th race was coming off a layoff as well. I think this horse is going to like to stretch out to a mile today. He ran a real big second against Allowance Company back in April here at Laurel Park, going a mile. Got an 83 buyer there. Danny, my boy, the winner, came back to win. So I think the 10 set up to run a bigger race here today with Angel Serpa up for Kieran McGee.
Yeah, I like him kind of stalking in those sprint races and making the move. Maybe he's the one that kind of takes it right after Grecian Prince and kind of hounds him from his outside, which, again, could really help the chances of the 1 or the 7. Awesome Bill's got an 83 on the page. I forgot to go back and see how far back it was. But once again, a little jump up in the numbers last time out. One more tick. 10 Hut's good enough. I mean, he fits at this kind of level. So if you're looking to maybe blow things up today, this might be the race.
All right, nice allowance race going a mile there on the main track. Let's take a look here, race 9 real quick. Maiden claiming $10,000 for Philly Mares, 3/4 on the main track, and Rudy Rod's going to have a heavy favorite here. The 6 Fortunate Queen dropping from Maiden 20 up there at New York. Ran a decent second against Maiden 20 at Saratoga back in August. Is a couple races since then haven't been that great, but they're doing the right thing here. They want to win with this 3-year-old filly by Pioneer of the Nile. Maybe they lose her as well, so they'll have a good profitable day down here with this move.
Yeah, not a lot of speed in the race as well. They'll send quick as a flash maybe from the inside. Little Miss JoJo looks like the main threat. She finally, like I said, we talked about, finally put it together last time with a nice sustainable run. Had to come off of that dead rail to do it. But might get even a better trip this afternoon when she draws a little bit outside.
All right, so we're both on the favor there in the last. That's it. We're out of time. Dave Rodman, he's coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Best of luck here Monday afternoon at Laurel Park. Good luck.
Good luck.